Welcome to the class overview for CRJU 591. The topic of this class is criminological case studies. By way of introduction, my name is Hayden Smith. I'm a professor of criminology at the University of South Carolina. We are in the Correll College. That's where the Department of Criminology and Criminal Justice is located. There is my phone number for my office, and the best way to contact me is always via email. This is an online class, and so all materials for the class will be provided through Blackboard. This is me. I have an Australian accent. I grew up in Australia, although I've lived in America for some time, in California, Florida, Chicago, and I've been at Columbia, South Carolina for some time now. So what is this course about? Here's the course description from the syllabus. The class looks at the topic of studying criminal justice from the point of a case study. We talk about different qualitative approaches and different ways that we can look at CJ theory, how we can look at police, courts, and corrections. And it's just one method in criminal justice to explore different themes. The unique thing about this method is we're looking at one individual thing in a case study, whether that's one person, one police department, one corrections agency, but it's always just a case of one, so we're looking very in depth at one individual type of issue, theme, or concept that we need to understand. I'm aware of the cost of textbooks for students, so for this course there's no required textbooks. All course readings and all course materials will be available via Blackboard. Learning outcomes. Using Bloom's taxonomy of learning outcomes, we have several. We're thinking about demonstrating, comparing, identifying, and some separate expectations for graduate students who are in this class. So first, demonstrate an enhanced understanding of the criminal justice system using a case methodology approach. So this is one technique where we look at case methods as a way to better understand what's going on in the criminal justice system. Next, we compare different case study methodologies in light of looking at criminal justice policies and practices as they occur in the real world. So using this method of looking at an individual case study, we can see in more depth what's going on in the real world. My research and my work, I'm an applied criminologist, so I have a lot of experience in the field, whether that's doing research on inmates, correctional officers, police, and other actors in the criminal justice system. And so this is one way we can explore an individual case study in more detail. Next, identify and contrast a range of court, police, corrections, victimology practices via the methodology of case studies. And graduate students will be expected to apply more theory, higher level of analysis in the assignments that they must turn in. An online class, this is an asynchronous class, so you can do that work in your own time. That tends to help students who are working or in rural areas or students with other challenges such as childcare. So class attendance does not apply. You can work at your own pace. But generally, I would suggest that you follow the syllabus, and I'll get into more detail about that, and dedicate at least 3 hours per week to each of the modules that come in per week. As well as any sort of extra time for other assignments within the course. This is a very wordy email that basically says that the code of conduct that applies in the classroom also applies online. So the same requirements of avoiding plagiarism, cheating, etc. apply. In a simple term, you can follow the University of South Carolina Honor Code and the Carolinian Creed. These provide some big picture kind of ideas of how to follow the correct behaviors, whether that's emails and interactions with others. One important aspect of this is all assignments will be turned in using a safe assignment, which does a plagiarism check. And I also provide guidance in terms of how to avoid plagiarism or how to avoid unethical online behaviors. All correspondence from you will generally go through the university's email. I don't respond to non-university emails. We all have our own emails, so that helps me keep track of student emails. So if you respond from that email, I'll respond quickly. This course is of great interest to me. It is somewhat of a collection of different parts of different courses put together with an emphasis on a new methodology of studying these things through case studies. My job here is to merge the real world experiences that I have, whether they be the research or reports or trainings that I do with criminal justice agencies, in order to generate your own educated opinions and give your perceptions of policy suggestions. This course is relevant, and you will deal with exciting and innovative policies that occur in the real world. And so that is the way that I present this class. I will add that it's very rare that you'll hear my opinion on a particular topic. I believe my role is that of a guide, to use my expertise to guide students towards generating their own opinions and their own conclusions that are based on empirical research, policy reviews, case study methodologies, and other academic ways of thinking and doing. And so I will not imprint my own personal beliefs on this course. I believe this course is for you to develop your own perceptions, knowledge, and understanding of the system. We will go through how to interpret the weekly schedule, which is in the syllabus and which is very important that you get an understanding of that. However, I'll first point out that the standard time that I use for all assignments is Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern time. And this is a standard I use in all of my classes. I find Thursday at 10 o'clock at night gives you the weekend off after you've submitted something, and it also seems to work with everybody's schedules in terms of a good day in the week and a good time of the week to have your materials submitted. If you miss that time, this one will probably make your eyeballs explode, all the colors, but it's designed to catch your attention because Thursday, 10 o'clock at night, is when assignments due. So you're following this as a guide. This is how my behavior as a teacher tends to follow. If you email me, the response will be within 24 hours, usually less. The modules that have quizzes are graded automatically, so you'll receive those responses quickly, and I will often follow up with a general statement for the whole class of how students as a group perform, not as individuals. But the online modules, you'll get your immediate feedback. For any written assignments, things will be submitted via safe assignment, and that's a 3-day turnaround on written assignments. What you need to be successful in the course, well, it's an online asynchronous course, so obviously you need access to a computer, and you must be reachable by email all the way through until final grades have been posted. And you are responsible for checking your email and responding. File formats are pretty straightforward, Word and PDF, so that shouldn't be too challenging. And you cannot blame a delay in submitting work on things like computer problems and slow networks and all that type of stuff, because you'll see in this course that you can freely work ahead, and there's no reason that you should be waiting until Thursday 10 p.m. to actually submit things. So pay attention to the syllabus and move at your own speed, but always stay ahead of the due dates. Some basic things about internet etiquette. This is good for all classes. Please use Dr. Smith, Professor Smith, or Professor. at the start of the email. This is not from my ego. This is just because it's a class where professionalism is important, because a number of you will be going out into the workforce. And so this is just a good habit to get into now for other classes and for the workforce. Avoid things such as humor and slang and things that may not translate well in emails. In the subject line, put something that will catch my attention of what the topic is, or even just the class name and number, or CRJU 591. And then the same things with correct sentences, grammar and punctuation, and a sincerely or a thank you at the end. This is just a good practice, as I said, for all correspondence. And if you get into the habit of doing it in my class, it will help you in the future develop your professional communication. Disability students, we have a very good office on campus. Anyone who believes that they need academic adjustments or accommodations, please contact them. You must self-identify because it's not an in-class traditional classroom. You can also notify me, but if you go through the office, they'll send me official notification, and then we can make those adjustments, whether it's more time on an exam or quiz or any other adjustment that a student needs. The office is very easy to work with, and I'm very flexible in this area. So looking at the syllabus, you'll see that the course requirements, it focuses on modules. So the modules are easy to follow. They add up to 100%, and all grades will be posted in Blackboard. The grading scale follows the USC standard. The course schedule begins with the last dates for a W. In this case, it's January 19th. This is the last day to change a course or drop a course without a grade being recorded. So if you have something going on in your personal life, or that you've realized the course is not for you, or something's going on with your schedule, be aware of this date. And the second date is a WF. This is the last one to drop without F being recorded as a grade. This may change every semester, so I would suggest that you go to the syllabus and take a good look at these dates and keep them in mind. They may be different in the semester that you take this course. Once again, this may be different in the semester that you take the course, but this is how you should interpret the course schedule. On the left column, we have our number of weeks. There are 16 weeks in the semester, and our due dates. And you'll see 21st of January, there's a Thursday there. So once again, 10 p.m. things are due on a Thursday. You can see in the column titled topic, you'll simply move down from the readings, the assignments, the topics, to the quizzes or the reflective writing assignments, and so on. The time on task on the right column just gives an estimate of where more effort should be placed or how long things might take. This, of course, is entirely dependent on the individual student, but it's more of a weighting about which topic, which assignment carries the most weight in terms of expectations of how much time it will take. So this is how you interpret the schedule. Once again, it may be different for the semester that you take. One time management tool that I would suggest, whether you have an old school paper calendar for the year or a newfangled online electronic schedule, I would go through this syllabus, and I would do it for all of your classes, but for point of this syllabus, I would go down and in your schedule book, I would write down where every single assignment, quiz, reading, or anything else is due. Particularly when the assignments are due, I would go to that date and put a notation in that date, so it gives you plenty of time to look ahead and plan out your entire semester. So, moving behind, if you're late for the class, you don't get points for that module. There's no partial credit, just get things done. If you have something come up and it's a personal thing or a problem in your life or something that really got you off track, just email me. All emails are confidential. Nothing ever gets shared with other students or other people. So feel free, if you're behind, to email me and let me know briefly what you're facing, and I will make allowances. But if you're just late with no reason, then sorry, that shouldn't be happening in this class for the second reason. So the second reason is that this class is structured for the individual to move the way that they want. You can do the entire course on your own schedule. So if you find there's times in your semester that are flexible, I would go ahead and get ahead of the game and just stay on top of the schedule. I've had students finish the entire course somewhere around halfway or even 2/3 through the entire semester, and that can only benefit you as we move towards the end of the semester and you have other classes and other expectations. So one way to avoid ever being worried about being late in this class is actually to move ahead and to work ahead of the schedule, which is what I would suggest. So lastly, let's have some fun in this class. Like I mentioned, I've taken aspects of this class from other classes that I've taught and that I enjoyed. It's kind of a fun class. It's designed that way to be rigorous, to provide some academics for you, everything from theory to real-world policy and the case study as a method. But at the end of the day, it's also supposed to be fun and an enjoyable topic, and I tried to pick some case studies that would really capture the joy and passion of these certain areas of criminal justice that are intriguing, interesting, and fun. This visual is from a friend of mine who challenged students to have fun in their class, and a student showed up and did his entire presentation wearing this outfit. So enjoy this class, go through the syllabus, get all of your time management techniques down so you can document when things are due, and I'll be talking to you very soon. Hope you're having a good day and enjoy.